Hello everyone, I'm Dan and welcome to the Valiant Peak YouTube channel. In today's video we're taking a closer look at the Vern 1 PC. Like its sil nylon counterpart, the Vern 1 PC is a robust one-person shelter, built to handle all but the harshest of conditions. It offers the same dependable performance with a retro, old-school feel that sets it apart. Before we dive into the details, don't forget to head over to our website to explore the full and growing range of Nortent shelters. The brand has developed a strong and loyal following here in the UK, and with their focus on quality, durability and thoughtful design, it's easy to see why they're so highly regarded. Polycotton is a blend of natural cotton and synthetic polyester fibres, and this combination brings out the strengths of both materials. The cotton content makes the fabric breathable, allowing moisture and heat to escape from inside the tent. This breathability helps reduce condensation, which is particularly useful in damp or cold conditions, where moisture buildup can be a common issue in fully synthetic tents. At the same time, the polyester adds strength and durability, making the fabric more resistant to wear and tear over time. One of the key features of polycotton is how it reacts to moisture. When the fabric gets wet, the cotton fibres swell slightly. This natural swelling tightens the weave of the fabric, creating a barrier that helps prevent rain from seeping through. Unlike coated waterproof materials, this process doesn't block airflow, so the tent remains breathable even when it's wet. In warmer weather, polycotton also has the advantage of staying cooler inside than synthetic materials thanks to its breathability nature and the way it reflects heat more effectively. This makes polycotton tents more comfortable across a wider range of conditions, from hot summer days to cold, damp nights. Altogether, this blend offers a great balance of comfort, weather resistance and durability, which is why polycotton is often chosen for more traditional style tents that prioritise livability and long-term use over ultralight performance. Polycotton does come with a few trade-offs that are worth considering, especially if you're comparing it to a more traditional sil nylon shelter. One of the main drawbacks is weight. Polycotton is noticeably heavier than sil nylon, which can be a factor if you're planning multi-day hikes or where every gram counts. For example, a one-person polycotton tent like the Vern 1 PC might weigh nearly double what a similar sized sil nylon tent would, which could push some ultralight backpackers to look elsewhere. Another consideration is pack size. Polycotton doesn't compress as easily as sil nylon, so the pack tent takes up more room in your rucksack. If you're trying to keep your kit minimal for a through hike or a trip where the pack space is tight, this could be a challenge. It also takes longer to dry. While polycotton is more breathable and manages condensation well, it can absorb moisture from rain and morning dew, and it won't dry as quickly as synthetic fabrics. This means you might need to factor in drying time for your trip or find space in your pack for a damp tent if you have to move on quickly in the morning. That said, many outdoor users find the trade-offs worth it for the added comfort, quieter fabric in windy conditions and better temperature regulation, especially on trips where weight and pack size aren't as critical. So as you can see during the setup, the Vern 1 PC is a freestanding shelter, meaning it can support itself and remain upright without needing to be fully staked out. This makes pitching much easier on hard or uneven ground where using stakes might be a bit of a challenge. It also gives you the flexibility to move and adjust the tent's position before committing to a final setup, which is especially useful when trying to find the best pitch. Although guy lines and stakes are still important for added stability in strong winds, the tent structure offers convenience and reliability in more settled conditions. The design also allows for a quicker setup and takedown, which is a real advantage when a faster shelter is needed. Being able to get the tent upright and ready in just a few minutes means you're less exposed when the weather does turn. I'll also leave the full specs of the tent in the description below. Like the standard Vern 1, the Vern 1 PC is incredibly easy to set up in all weather conditions thanks to its fly clip design. This feature makes pitching the tent quick and straightforward even when dealing with challenging weather. The quality of components is exceptional. The Dyneema guy lines are extremely strong, as are the standard stakes that come with the tent. I found the Vern 1 PC to be less flappy in the wind compared to other tents of the same design, and the overall structure feels more solid than sil nylon alternatives. For a one-person tent, you're really spoilt by the interior room. The generous vestibule space is perfect for storing your gear and wet clothing, and it's big enough to double up as a cooking space when the weather limits your options. The polycotton fabric blend does an excellent job at keeping condensation to a minimum while remaining highly waterproof. The tent hasn't got an inner tent, so effectively it is a single skin shelter. But despite this, I haven't experienced any drips from condensation and my sleeping quill has remained dry. The fabric's natural breathability and moisture regulation help keep condensation at bay. A downside, however, is that the polycotton fabric does become heavier when wet and takes longer to dry compared to other sil nylon versions. This means you may find the tent slightly bulkier and wetter when packing down after a rainy night, which can be a consideration if you're moving quickly in adverse weather. Its performance in windy conditions is outstanding. Although I always recommend pitching in a sheltered spot out of the wind, it did give me peace of mind knowing I could pitch it in a more exposed area if necessary. The price point is also quite reasonable for the quality you're getting. The tent truly feels like a premium product. Thanks to the polycotton blend, I haven't experienced the usual condensation issues that tend to occur with four-season tents of this style. While the Vern 1 PC ticks all the boxes for a four-season shelter, it isn't without its drawbacks. It is heavy for a one-person tent with a weight of around 4 kilo. Granted, you're getting plenty of room, but this might put some people off. However, if you are in the market for a polycotton tent, the weight shouldn't really come as a surprise. And if you're not used to a tent like this, but the weight is a concern, you can still keep your pack weight relatively light by trimming down your usual wild camping gear. So my full pack weight, including food, came in at 8 kilo, which isn't bad considering the weight of the tent at 4 kilo. This includes a full sleep system, including a -6 quilt, a sleeping pad and pillow, with the usual items of spare clothing, a stove and other bits such as my first aid kit and electrical items. So even though the tent does weigh 4 kilo, you can still get a relatively light pack weight if you trim the other gear you are taking. And finally, let's talk about the aesthetics of the tent. I'm a huge fan of geodesic, exoskeleton style tent designs, and the Vern 1 PC really stands out. It has a retro feel to it while still maintaining a modern look. Of course, functionality is the priority, but I really do appreciate how the Vern 1 PC looks. Will this tent suit everyone? Probably not. But if you are looking for a solid winter shelter that performs just as well on calm, sunny days, and you can make the weight work in your pack, then this is a great choice for a do-it-all tent that will last for years. If you have any questions regarding the Vern 1 PC, please drop a comment below. I'd also love to hear from you if you are using this shelter and get your thoughts on the performance. And don't forget to head over to the Valiant Peak website to check out our full range of Nortent products. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you'd like to be notified of new videos we release, feel free to subscribe. So I've been Dan, this is the Valiant Peak YouTube channel, and thank you so much for watching.